These motherfuckers right here. Yes, these motherfuckers right here. Fuck 'em. We don't want to talk about them. It's getting boring as fuck. These motherfuckers right here. Yes, these motherfuckers right here. Fuck 'em. We don't want to talk about them. It's getting boring as fuck. These motherfuckers right here. Yes, these motherfuckers right here. Fuck 'em. We don't want to talk about them. It's getting boring as fuck.
Those donkey balls are bouncing all around. Bounce up, bounce up. Those donkey balls. Those donkey balls are bouncing all around. Those donkey balls are bouncing all around. Those donkey balls are bouncing all around. Those donkey balls are bouncing, making all praise.
Sniffing, you can smell them. Those donkey balls are yelling, and they're swinging to the beat of the loser's song. Never turn your back, 'cause those donkey balls are bouncing on your dreams. Suck 'em, suck 'em. Those donkey balls are bouncing on your chin again. What a sin, we've got to grin again and again. Never turn your back, 'cause those donkey balls are bouncing on your dreams. Suck 'em, suck 'em. Those donkey balls are bouncing on your chin again. What a sin, we gotta grin again and again.
He would be so scared to see me.
Everybody thinks we was doing this shit, doxing motherfuckers. Nah, they came at us first.
I got a fire raging in my front yard.
Oh, why did you set your front yard on fire? Are you drinking again?
Slacking off the podcast. Fuck your cities, our boss. You can't force authorities. Slacking off the podcast. Fuck your team, dog balls. You call them sports authorities.
Slacking off the podcast.
All right, we got some music here, man. We're rock and rolling. You hear it, Doug?
Yeah, it sounds like Genesis.
Was that Genesis? I like Genesis. That's early Genesis, wasn't it?
Yep. No, that's later Genesis, I believe. That's no.
That would be me,
Is that even
guys.
Genesis?
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's just Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't know what it was.
Okay, okay, yeah. Well, it was
Another Day
close.
in Paradise.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I probably have heard that song. So with that, we're welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast, Doug. So
What's going on, man?
all the fun and excitement in the whole world. Don't you agree? I know Jason does. So Jason's here with us tonight.
Yep,
Or,
I'm here.
He's here. Yes, absolutely. And I think Nikki, are you with us yet?
I'm here.
Oh, absolutely. And Sean, are you with us as well?
Hey, everybody.
All right. Now, Ed was feeling under the weather. Now, did he say his cousin was sick and he had to go help him?
Nah, I think he's in North Carolina. He's his stepdad is ill and
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts and
in the
prayers to
hospital.
him and his family.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I was
Absolutely.
gonna write him a little bit, but now that I've heard that, I feel guilty already, even though I didn't do it.
We can fuck with him sometime, but we can fuck with him. Hey, I just got to comment on how it was to not have to mute him during the
Oh, yes.
countdown.
Oh,
I kind
nice.
of missed it though. In a way, I kind of missed it.
I always laugh. It's always a laugh.
Hell yeah.
I do later.
I thought the Genesis was
Typically,
coming.
I'm sharing, and I'm like, well, I guess I could just leave it, but who knows? I mean, he's liable to start talking to his wife and give his he's liable to scream his social security number across the house.
She already knows that.
Guys, it's raining so much around here. I think of the.
All right, so
What's that?
go ahead. I'm listening.
Although I just said, guys, it's raining around here so much. I think I might make my way to that ark over there by Cincinnati.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they do. They got a Bible theme park over there, don't they?
Oh yeah. What's that?
I said I have a bunch of friends that's gone, like traveled. They
They traveled all the way from down your way, Nikki, to see the Ark.
Yeah, I have no friends that's gone from Florida.
Hell yeah! Now I wonder if it works.
I mean, I would. I mean,
hope we
if
don't
it
find
comes
out,
to
Bob.
that, I'll try it.
And
I
Doug, you was
agree with
gonna-
Doug.
yeah.
I'm sure. I don't want to find out if it works.
But if you have to, you try.
I mean, yeah. But I don't want to find out from Alabama that it works.
It's a robot.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm losing it over here because I'm thinking about it. They claim that they built it with the exact measurements from the Bible and so on and so forth. So that's why I'm curious it works. And Doug, you was going to talk about something a second ago, and I heard you was getting ready to get something more pertinent to the podcast going. What do you got going on?
You know what? I don't remember what it was, and I definitely don't think it was everything you're trying to build it up to be.
Oh, well, guys, I'm excited about the College World Series myself, and I love the double elimination format. I think it drags on, makes it drag on a while, and it's kind of like the NBA Finals where you really know who the champion is. And there's been some upsets. There's been some chalk. There's been some disappointments for people that were rooting for underdogs, but still, I think it's been a hell of a tournament. What do you got?
Oh yeah, it's been
I would
awesome.
100% agree, because a lot of things that I was expecting to happen, it happened the other way. Like Louisville, Oregon State surprised me today. And the thing about, I had Oregon State in the championship game against LSU. But when you're going, what was it, 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position, yeah, that's probably going to get you eliminated.
Oh, but that's what was fun about it. That's why you can't count things out that's made it. I mean, the bottom of or the top of the ninth, and people walked off because I didn't want to have Coastal and LSU.
And let me allow a moment.
Are y'all hearing her?
I want to apologize again to the Coastal Carolina faithful, because I have hyped them up going into the regionals and was expecting for midnight to strike in the super regionals. Did not happen. I was expecting it to happen in the first game of the College World Series. It did not happen. So you know what? I'm going to stick with the Jason landmines here and just put all of the bad negative energy on Coastal Carolina again, so they can keep their tournament hopes alive.
There you go. And what's that, Nikki?
They make it. I'm putting 100 on shots.
Putting 100 on who?
Jello shots.
Jello shot.
Coastal makes it to the final. I told Tommy that I cash out 100 points to put 100 down to buy $100 worth of Jello shots.
Hell yeah. I wish I was
Nikki,
getting
do you have a lot of cloud cover right now? We need to get Nikki to climb up on her roof.
No,
wait, are you at work? Okay.
Well, I mean, if Coastal beats Louisville tomorrow, they're in the final.
I know, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean they've done it once before, so maybe they can do it again.
And it makes when our
What's that,
region,
Nikki? I think Nikki's having some technical difficulties. I'm sure she'll get with that. But Coastal Carolina, to me, is interesting as a program now. The fact that they've competed in the college football world at a somewhat high level. They've had a lot of wins anyway, and that continued even though they had multiple coaches. And now the baseball program, for, like you say, the second time, is on the cusp of a World Series. I find that really interesting for Coastal Carolina. I mean, I wonder if the whole program is an up-and-coming thing that we're really going to have to watch in the future, you know?
They have a good golf program there too. You know, and it's a lovely community there. What Conway, South Carolina?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
They've got a
Conway.
decent football program from time to time.
Right over
Yeah.
by Myrtle Beach.
yeah. I mean, that's not a bad place to spend some time for your studies and as well as your athletics.
I wonder what kind of money they got behind them. Let's see. Let's see here. I think that's a search that I ought to do. Is who are the major boosters from Coastal Carolina? Because I'd like to find it interesting if we had a situation like Miami in the '80s, late '70s, early '80s. If a program will come basically from nowhere and start mattering, you know what I'm saying? And that's in this new age. That's really what it's about.
Very true. I mean, you used to be able to get a Whopper value meal, and they'd throw in a pair of hurricane tickets before they got good.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure meeting our donors, the Britton family, Sonny Gupta, 92, Tim Meacham,
Green.
the Shelley family. I think they've got some big money behind them, guys. And I don't feel they'll ever catch up to the likes of Alabama, Texas, and Texas A&M. But
Probably not.
Fuck Texas A&M.
They can be certainly competitive. And don't forget, maybe DJ will kick him some of that live golf money that he got, because he's a Coastal, I think, former Coastal student athlete.
hell yeah. Now, their donor page has a contact us link on it, by the way. So they're aggressive, evidently. And I find that exciting. I mean, in these days and time, because of the way the conferences has come together into two big mega conferences, anybody outside that can break the paradigm is going to be news. Whether they actually get it done or not, anybody outside of the major conferences who tries to break the paradigm or comes close to it is going to be big news, and it'll cause lots of conversations about money and who can do what. I think anyway.
I agree, Bob. But I think to your point, and we're talking College World Series, we'd be remiss, even though they just recently got sent home. But kudos, congratulations are in order to the Murray State Racers on an absolutely incredible college baseball season for that program. Their home stadium only seats 800 people, so that was outstanding. I think it was finally midnight and Cinderella turned into a pumpkin, but my goodness, they gave us thrills for the last 3 to 4 weeks. So again, congratulations to that program and everyone associated with that program.
Yeah, maybe the coach will have to mow his own grass on the field anymore.
Yeah, somebody volunteer, help the coach out,
But everybody here in Kentucky is proud of Murray State. And even though they're in Western Kentucky, they usually get a huge following whenever they have any success. And my heart's out to them for losing, but I'm just really impressed by how far they went with what they started from. So, like you say, Sean, hats off to Murray State.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can. Yeah.
They could follow them to Omaha. I mean, they had one hell of a crowd. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think any of the 8 teams. I know we've had four already headed home.
Yeah.
But anybody that makes it to Omaha, congrats on a great season. You didn't win the whole thing, but getting to Omaha is an achievement of and of itself. It's
Catch me up, Sean, as if I have not paid attention, because I haven't in the last few days. Who's going home?
So right now we've had Oregon State, Arizona, and Murray State go home. Currently, Arkansas and UCLA are playing in an elimination game.
The last I seen, Arkansas was up 2-0.
Yes,
that's your pick, Sean. So you're
I'm actually watching it right now.
3-0 now. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. But Yeah, I think Arkansas will win this game, and then that'll set up a rematch with LSU. But I think they need to win 2 more against LSU to get to the actual College World Series final, the best of 3, which will be very tough to do. LSU has been, and it's smart pick by Jason. They've been just incredible, dynamic. But if Arkansas keeps getting the pitching like the other day, Gage Wood had 19 strikeouts and a no hitter. I mean, we'll take that every day.
I don't think they have it in them.
Nikki
No.
loves Arkansas,
You
by the
think
way.
they're going to fizzle out?
No way. I think it's LSU Coastal.
To win 2 out of 3 against or 2 in a row against LSU would be very tough.
It-
I
I
think
think
I think Coastal is probably the right pick on the other side.
Yeah, I think one right now against LSU is going to be rough. They're pretty scary right now.
Very scary. That team is really over the last 3 weeks just turned into a machine. And I think Jason made it a point. They had that one little
game against Little Rock.
the Little Rock game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there,
Yep.
they just put the afterburners on.
But Coastal hasn't lost a game since May 2nd, I think they said. Like, they've won everything.
Hey, we want them to keep going. You can go good for Coastal Carolina. That's great.
And they're scrapped.
But if LSU wins, Jason, we're gonna have to say it, man.
That I was right.
SEC, and you were right.
Well, I mean, no matter what, I mean, you got
And-
2 was going, to the next
Even though
round.
they fell down, the demise was
Yeah.
imminent after the regional round. Ultimately, I mean, if LSU wins this or Arkansas, you're gonna have an SEC national champion again.
Yep. As bad as they missed the first round, like putting
And in a
LSU,
down year
Arkansas.
on top of that.
Yeah. I mean, so even in a down year, that's the best conference is still the best conference.
There you go. But hell yeah, I mean, and Louisville looks like they're trying to do a little something here, and that's interesting. We might have underdogs on one side of the bracket. Does anybody consider Louisville an underdog?
I would
Yeah.
say so because
Yes
they
and
weren't
no.
ranked in the top 16.
Yeah. Them and Arizona were the only ones that weren't. The 100, yeah, they're underdog.
So that's an interesting matchup. But well, look the way Coastal Carolina is winning. I mean, these games aren't that close,
And,
I mean-
the same is true for Louisville that we just mentioned with Arkansas. Assuming Arkansas holds on to win this game against UCLA, but Louisville defeated Oregon State earlier today in a very good elimination game. But they're going to have to win 2 games in a row over Coastal to get to the final, and I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I think Coastal's hot, man. It takes something severe. It'd take a hell of a performance out of Louisville, but they've been delivering again so far. Much as I hate the Cardinals, I hope there's a lot of excitement there in Louisville for them, and that their fans are happy. But Coastal's going to send them home, guys. That's what I think.
Now we're going to have the faith where I continue my cynicism.
So, Jason, what does the Nashville media think about Louisville? Right? Do they have any chances? Who are y'all latching on to now that Tennessee is out of it? Who is? Are y'all on Arkansas?
Vandy is out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's a team that anybody's latching onto around here in the Nashville area. They might be some that are, doing the whole SEC thing with Arkansas, LSU, cheering for the SEC.
It just means
Which I
more.
don't know why the hell they do that, but they do. That would probably be the only guess, but I don't think there's really a team that they've kind of invested in.
And that's the crux of how to keep your page alive in the off season in the sports groups is to talk about the SEC home race. I mean, it's like right now my team Kentucky's in it, but I don't give a fuck where LSU, excuse my language, or Arkansas wins. Right? What have they done for me? I mean, it's not like they donated, me a person. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to
beat
say
the
it.
Big Ten team right now.
Say what now?
And you know how much in SEC land they hate the Big Ten.
Oh yeah. Oh, I do hate the Big Ten, but I've got an honest reason for it. And here's why that I hate the Big Ten. So where I live, AM radio is a big deal even to this day. I know it sounds insane because people live in the middle of nowhere and they might not have good internet service or whatever. So everybody's listening to the radio all the time. And you can get all the Homer sports news you ever wanted. I can get West Virginia's Homer sports news, Marshall's Homer sports news, Kentucky's Homer sports news, Virginia Tech's Homer sports news, some of Pitt if the weather's right, and unfortunately every bit of Ohio State Homer bullshit you ever heard. And it's on all three channels on my TV. So they're not really worried about UK. They're worried about Marshall, Ohio State, and West Virginia, right? So that's what I got to watch. And I'm tired of them guys, right? And they crow, and it's stuck on my TV every day since before Keith Jackson. So, I mean, I don't love
keeps his AM dial tuned to 970 WKAT, home of the Cats. WKAT, go Cats.
That's right. But
Big
it's
Blue
6
Nation tunes in.
That's right. The Big Blue Nation, WLAP 6:30 a.m. It's big from your dial, from left to right. So the Wildcats are going on your dial from left to right. So that's how you know your football.
Kentucky was one of the baseball states, along with Florida and California this year, putting 3 teams into the college tournament. Murray State, Louisville, and Kentucky all made it. Florida State, Miami, and Florida, and then California, I think, had 3. Is that right? UCLA, USC, and Irvine, I think.
That's why any talk, Sean, of Kentucky being ran out of the SEC by people who want some kind of even more mega conference is insane because Kentucky competes in so many areas. Found a member of the SEC. UK has huge fan base. They're going to keep them because our fan base ain't just here. It's everywhere hillbillies ever traveled to find a job. So
I think it's just an incredible accomplishment by Commonwealth, right? You're a Commonwealth, Kentucky, to get 3 teams into the postseason in a comparatively to Florida and Texas, a lot less population wise. That's an incredible. Commonwealth Kentucky should be very proud of their college sports teams.
Well, in baseball, this is a baseball state, and there are 2 sets of rules here for Little League. There's one where there could even be coach pitch and stupidity where you can't slide in first, where you can't steal bases. But the majority on the state is on the real Little League baseball, where you can slide head first, you can steal bases. The hit and run is on, right? You can run over to catcher if there's 6 innings, no matter what, right? And
nothing like a Little League game where the base runner turns into Pete Rose and the catcher turns into Ray Fosse. Love it.
It goes on. So therefore, per capita, our baseball is better.
Well, that's how it should be. You got to teach them young. That's like some places don't even have tackle football. They play flag football up until the kids are like in middle school.
So what's funny about it, Mickey, that you brought that up? So Lexington is one of the cities where they play the soft baseball, and Lexington's 250,000, maybe 750,000 to 800,000 for the metro. Well, here in Ashland, which has lost 30,000 people in population over the last 50 years, right? The population is like 25,000, and the metro, if you just on our side of the river, might be 80,000. So we're putting out way more players than are over Lexington. And especially in the region, this whole end of the state is putting out, Cy Young Award winners on and on and on. And they, so we just got tough, hard-nosed baseball in the state. And that's the way I learned to play. And I love baseball, and I think that's the way it ought to be played. And me personally, the new rules would have neutered me as a young player. I'm a leadoff hitter. When I play baseball, I'm the leadoff hitter. My job is to get on base. My job is to steal second. My job is to cover ground in the outfield and center and steal bases and score runs, right? And in the version of baseball they unfortunately have in election, I wouldn't be able to do none of that.
And they probably still give out participation trophies.
Yeah. See so these guys, they come on to the scene, they get recruited, and they get a chance to show off that they're ready to put the ball in play. And that's another thing that there's different philosophy, just like in football. South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, all throughout the South, football is very important. But there's also styles of football in those states, right? Like I noticed that Florida was more likely to innovate, right, in terms in the days where colleges were still in the option a lot and wing T and stupid bullshit like that. They were still on that up in Ohio, and it was just power football teams and just winning the championships up in Ohio. And in West Virginia, the same thing. The big city schools always won because they could throw as much power as they could on the line. And but in Florida, I noticed that they were innovative. They were willing to take chances, and they passed the ball a whole lot more. And they really wanted to showcase their athletes. And I noticed that in South Carolina too, as well. Damian something or another. I watched one of his games at Berkeley County High School. He eventually signed with Notre Dame. Damian Craig, I don't remember what his name was, but I watched him at Berkeley County High School. And another player on that same team actually signed with Notre Dame that was a safety, and I think he became the linebacker for Notre Dame, but I can't remember his name. And they would showcase their guys. That was their guys. Their two main guys. They had a decent line. They had decent players across the board, but they had two dudes that was plumb out of hand. So they was on a total showcase of their guys and what they could do. I mean, but they returned every one of them. The one that was playing safety returned every ball. They sometimes put him in on offense. The quarterback could decide to keep it or go or throw it, and it was an exciting brand of football. And then I come up here and visit. I watch high school football here. One of the most powerful teams in the state is Ironton's in Southeast Ohio. Ironton's won a horde of championships, and I've seen a lot of their games. And hell, they were on the triple I stack, right? And if they hadn't been able to bowl anybody, if they had played Okeechobee High School or Glades Day or Glades Central, right, they would have been crushed utterly. So styles matter.
Styles make fights.
Yeah. Yeah. I really believe that. And I've seen Canton play another team out of Cleveland that outmatched them in talent and beat them with old school football. Because I've seen Canton play a few times, including the Massillon game. And because if you're bored and on your road working, guys, why not go to the high school football game? It don't cost that much. I can mind my own business and watch some football.
Massillon, I think, didn't Paul Brown get his coaching start there at Massillon?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the most storied programs there is. But if you look at their football compared to Glades Central, it's archaic.
Paul Brown won a state championship there at Massillon, then he won the national championship at Ohio State, and then the NFL championship with the Browns.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Paul Brown also did he form both the Browns and the Bengals? So he formed
that he did. Yep.
Yeah. So he formed the Browns, sold them, and then started the Bengals. And I don't know what the disagreement. I know there's a disagreement. There's all kinds of lore around that. And it's a huge deal, you know. So he's one of the four guys.
He had a falling out with the Browns' new majority owner at the time, a young Art Modell, and Art Modell dismissed him as the head coach of the Browns, which was unheard of. So then, when he had a chance to buy into the Bengals, the Cincinnati franchise, towards the end of the AFL, right towards the end of the AFL and the merger with the NFL, and obviously kept one of the colors similar. They both wear orange, but instead of brown, it's black. But yeah, Paul Brown was not only an incredible head coach, but an innovator. He was the first one to incorporate radios and helmets, and they made it illegal. So this is smarter than having a guy run off I give him to play and run on. If I can just put a radio in his, and I can talk to him. And they made it illegal for about 50 years, and then now, quarterbacks have the headset on the offensive side, and usually it's what the linebacker that has on the defensive side. So he was 50.
Back in that day, it was probably going to be difficult to make it available for everybody. So that's why they made it illegal, probably.
You're probably right, Doug,
But now with technology, I mean, it's no big deal.
Talk about though a guy being ahead of his time though.
Absolutely.
Especially those old helmets that they had, in the 40s and the 50s.
I mean, that's what the franchise is named after, right?
The people love Paul Brown so much they named the team the Browns.
Is that what they're called? Is that why they're called that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and Jim Brown, right?
Well, Jim Brown came along a few years later. Paul was there so the Browns were a startup team in the All-American Football Conference, and that was because the Cleveland Rams moved to Los Angeles and became the Los Angeles Rams. So Cleveland didn't have a team. The Browns joined the All-American Football Conference, and then when it was, basically starting to fail, the NFL absorbed, I believe, 3 of the teams from there, which was, I think, the Browns, the 49ers, and the Colts.
Yeah, they grabbed all those decent TV markets, didn't
they? Well, that was the Baltimore Colts at the time. So, yeah, I mean, so you have the Baltimore Colts, the Cleveland Browns, and then the San Francisco 49ers. And the Browns had won a number of championships in the AAFC before they joined the NFL, and then the NFL said, "Oh, they're not going to be any match for us." And I think week 1 of the first year they were in the NFL, they beat the defending NFL champion Philadelphia Eagles. So, and that was those great Browns teams with Otto Graham at quarterback, and. Lou the Toe Groza, the lineman, who was also a kicking specialist, the square toe, and the Browns did well. They won a number of championships as soon as they joined the NFL, and then of course they get Jim Brown, and he was incredible, and so yeah, they love Paul Brown in Ohio.
Now they had a logo at one time they had called the Brownie that looked like a leprechaun.
Brownie the elf. No, he was an elf.
He was the elf. Yeah, I'll see that in my life.
Yeah, kind of similar.
Of course, in the 80s, you had the dog pound, but tough times right now for the Browns, but they'll get back. Everything always eventually does. And
the leprechaun is just an elf from Ireland. That's all it is.
Leprechauns have pots of gold. I don't know what else I don't know what they have.
The elves build leprechauns pot.
There you go.
I'm
but
sure
yeah, we're
this
excited.
December we can watch Elf and we can figure this out.
Yeah.
We're excited to see the end of the College World Series. I hope that the games continue to be good for a few more days to continue to get us to matriculate our way towards college football season. Looks like we're going to be almost complete here with the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals. I think, as most of us surmised, it looks like Florida is about to finish off the Oilers. They're up 2-0 here, and the Panthers need one more win to finish it off. And it looked like Oklahoma City kind of made a statement along with the news of today with Halliburton having a calf strain that Oklahoma City's going to win that NBA Finals, guys. What do you think?
Yeah,
that's what Tim Bailey says.
He likes Oklahoma City, so no doubt. But I mean, even if you don't have a dog in the fight, which I don't, it looks like OKC's got they look like the better team.
So I have a hockey question real quick. How many championships has Florida won?
Is it one? I think they have one.
Just one. Well, that's more than Canada has in the last 30 something years.
32.
They have been to a finals once before, I believe.
I thought they've been to 3, lost 2 and won 1, if I'm not mistaken. I'll pull it up though. get us an answer.
But then
No,
I know there was
Florida
one
gets
other
a too.
for sure.
now, guys, while he's pulling it up, there's one more thing I find interesting about the College Baseball World Series, especially on the teams that had underdogs like Murray State. Now, I mean, I just wonder, talk about showcasing people and bring them to the next level. I wonder how many players are on those teams that's actually really getting scouted. I wonder if any of those guys are going to break through. Has anybody heard any scouting information, or is there any buzz over any players?
Oh, there's a few guys. I mean, Nikki probably knows this better than any of us. She's usually on top of the recruiting and scout because the MLB draft will be right after the 4th of July.
Right now, well, some of your biggest players come from these smaller teams. They might not have been watched hard by us, but they are the ones that end up getting. They make it. So we probably are not going to see a Coastal guy say in the top 25. Murray State, I think they have 2 right now that will go and make the first and second round, but they're good players. These are the guys that you're going to be watching for a long time, no doubt.
Hell yeah. I think that was important to mention that about that people are finally seeing these guys live. They've been through all the different sports seasons all the way to the end, and now here's college baseball, and it's heating up, and people are getting excited. So now you see some of these guys, I've noticed it all my life, like Frank Thomas, guys like him that I saw in the College World Series later on. Yeah, went on to have great success, and that's one of the things that excites me about it.
If they weren't looked at before, they are hard looked at now.
We'll definitely see a fair amount of college players drafted in the upcoming draft. I mean, and also, I mean, the MLB draft is like what, Nikki? How many? Is like 20 rounds, 30 rounds, something crazy.
Forever. And the last few years, and this year will be more college players. The last few years, a lot of high school players have gone in your top 10.
I mean,
here's exciting because we do have a lot of college. Like I'm watching Kansas City and Texas right now, and Cags from Florida that was drafted last year was already called up.
To me, with NIL and now finally the expansion, we talked about this last week of more scholarships for baseball. To me, go get paid, play college baseball, and you get to be a college student for a little while. That beats riding a bus around single A and whatnot.
Hell yeah, that's a tough life. I know a guy here that done it for a long time. His last name's McCormick, and he just kept lounging around in it and going all over the road, eating cold sandwiches and riding on the bus. And he done it for 7 or 8 years, and he finally come home, and it was a tough life,
Yeah, I mean, if you can get your degree and then you still can go play single A or double A if you do well in college baseball, and if you don't, well, you're ready to move on to the next chapter of your life. Eventually, as they said, Moneyball, everybody gets told at some point they got to stop playing the game, and better to have something to fall back on.
And most
of the day, you go to Japan or Venezuela and play winter ball.
Or I mean, you can go play international ball, but why not enjoy your college years when you have them?
Or you could do like Don Gullett and come out of nowhere and win the World Series MVP from a little town in the middle of nowhere in the Appalachian Mountains. So that's the thing that drives you through the processes. And if NIL allows them to hold on, I think it's going to make for better baseball at every level.
Getting that answer on the Florida Panthers, they have been to the Stanley Cup Finals 4 times. The first time in 95-96 where they were defeated. 22-23 they won but lost. They are the defending Stanley Cup champions. They won last year.
Yeah, because I think that year in 95 they got beat by Colorado. No, Colorado came in like 97.
Correct. The Avalanche defeated the Panthers in that.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what
correct.
Now, Jason, are y'all the ones throwing the catfish on the ice where you're at?
Yes, we have that tradition, which the story behind it was the Predators and the Red Wings had a nice little divisional rivalry for a while. And we know about the tradition of the Red Wings where they throw the octopus on the ice. So basically, it's the redneck version of the octopus.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Catfish came to be.
You just bring a catfish with you to the game in case there's a hat trick?
Some people have done that in the past. They have actually snuck a full catfish
Oh, I
in
love
their
it.
hoodie or whatever. And then when the hat trick happens, they throw it out. Now they've kind of put a little bit of a kibosh on it, but it was kind of a funny little tradition for a while.
I think that's great. Yeah. I mean, I think
I love
Detroit still throws the octopi every now and then.
Yeah, but that was a counter to the Red Wings. But now the Red Wings have moved over to the Eastern Conference. They're not in the same division anymore. So now it's a Predators Blackhawks kind of rivalry now.
Oh, the
We
Hawks.
missed the Red Wings too.
Yeah.
It was fun to hate on Detroit for all those years, and now we see them, I think, twice, which is not great in my opinion, but whatever, is what it is.
It didn't really make sense to break up Chicago and Detroit as a rivalry, in my opinion. That was a big deal throughout the whole Midwest, and really, that's the only two jerseys you can see down here where I'm at is Detroit and Chicago. You know,
You don't have any Columbus Blue Jacket fans hanging around?
I mean, it's on my TV. If I wanted to watch it, I'll put it that way. But it's like most Fox Sports stuff that shows up on their local version, FS1 or whatever it is. You can watch all the Blue Jackets you wanted, but I don't know if I ever have. I can't deny it. And I'm not a Cavaliers fan too. I'm a Pacers fan. You know, so.
And
But, yeah.
speaking of the Pacers, well, kind of piggyback on what you guys said earlier, with the NBA Finals, as much as everyone detracts about the markets not being as sexy, and I know I've mentioned this time and time again, but this has actually been one of the best finals I've seen in a while.
It will be if Indiana can win Game 6.
Yes.
If we can get a Game 7.
Even with that, I still think it's good.
I think it's been good too, but I'm just saying to make it an all-timer, you got to go 7, you know?
I wouldn't go as far as to say all timer, but given within the last couple of years where you kind of know who like the big players are going to be, like
Sure.
who's the villain, who's the face, or who's the hero, who's Lex Luthor. Like, remember Cavs Warriors was, you were thinking, okay, that's probably going to be it. But this year it's been kind of, it's Oklahoma City, good team, and in Indiana, a good team that nobody was really talking about because everybody
Yeah.
had their attention on the Celtics, the Cavs, the Nuggets, and even for the Lakers with LeBron and Luka and all of that madness that's going on. Nobody really thought Oklahoma City, Indiana. But it turned out there's a reason why they were the two best teams and why they're playing in the finals this year, and they've shown that.
No, absolutely. I think if you like basketball and you like the NBA, this has been a damn good finals. Very good, very entertaining.
Yes, I agree. And Halliburton and Gilgeous Alexander are trying to shift the attention to them a little more. You know, where it's for so long been on other people. Now the league is kind of changing, a little younger. Different teams are in it. It's definitely going to make next year more compelling, in my opinion.
Well, the one thing, though, that I'm noticing, and something I'm probably going to be watching maybe from a distance for the next season or two, like you bring up SGA, you bring up Halliburton, where they've kind of had the star rise a little bit.
And don't
But
forget Ant-Man.
no, LeBron's long in the tooth. Luka's out of shape. So, like, who is now outside of Steph Curry? Kevin Durant is kind of at the sunset of his career. Like, who's going to be that superstar? Yeah, can't even talk. But Magic Johnson brought up a good point. on ESPN where they asked him, like, what do you consider a superstar? It's a player, and this was his answer, a player that will sell out the road arena.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
maybe right off the top of my head, where's that next guy going to be in the next couple of years?
I think we thought a couple of years ago it was going to be John Morant, but that train has slowed up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he would just put the damn guns down for a second, we'd be all right.
I think the one that's kind of starting to blossom, I mean, over the last 2 seasons, is Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards is definitely picked up. And Zion Williamson flopping wasn't good because Zion had a lot of fans. And the fact that he couldn't stay in shape, I mean, the guy had a lot of skills. But really, the NBA really kind of exposed him because he was more like a Charles Barkley-sized guy. And he didn't rebound up to the level of Charles Barkley. I think it was going to be tough for him to eventually, with the length of the league and the quickness. But still, if he'd have been in shape, he was a powerhouse. The guy was strong, man. You know, he was one of them.
I would agree.
I think the guy Jason mentioned a few shows ago that, I mean, because he's still so young, is Victor Wembanyama. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 7'7" and move like a point guard, how can you not have success in the NBA?
I think the one thing we're all worried about with him is just will the body hold up?
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. You don't have that Sam Bowie syndrome.
Oh, that's such a sad.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
No. But like with Zion, very disappointing because I was hoping that he would be able to take that next level with New Orleans. And I remember seeing when he got drafted by the Pelicans, somebody put a side-by-side of Zion and Booger McFarland. And it said Zion when he gets a hold of that jambalaya.
I just think you have to, you got to take care of your body. You got to stay in shape. But it also doesn't help. Not everybody really wants to play in New Orleans. I don't think it's one of the bigger markets. And, it's I don't know how much love there is there for basketball. We already saw one team leave there before, so.
Yeah, they became the Utah Jazz, and they've stayed in Utah ever since, which is amazing because the metro of New Orleans is way more populated than Salt Lake City. Even though Salt Lake City's big, it's nothing like New Orleans.
There's a lot of other things to do in New Orleans. There's not a lot of other things to do other than go to see the Jazz play in Salt Lake City.
And I agree, and that's also why Oklahoma City can work, right? There's not so much going on there that the fan base can be rabid, and that's their thing.
They have a heck of a home court advantage. I was watching them the other night, and man, those fans were totally into it, totally pumped up, excited, and they love their team. And that's the only really team in town until sooner football starts back up. But they sell that arena out on a regular basis. They love their team.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they had the opportunity to shed the ghost of the Orlando Magic syndrome of the 90s. Because you remember Shaq, you remember Penny, you remember Nick Anderson.
Yep.
And at one point, Oklahoma City had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. And they got to one finals, and they run into the Miami Heat, which is the equivalent of the buzzsaw that the Magic ran into with the Houston Rockets and Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And, I can't believe the disrespect that Olajuwon gets these days. I mean, he basically – so in that game, in that series, Shaq wasn't protected by the refs. So, therefore, Olajuwon dominated him. Right. And if you go into the Lakers days, and I know everybody talks about how dominant, but he just run people over any way he wanted to. He basically bowled people over. And really, Shaq's career ended when the refs quit letting him run people over. And the same thing for Kobe. Kobe's career waned, right? And you knew it was the end when they started letting him kick people in the face and him drawing a foul off from it. Right. So, the ref thing's real big, and that's why the superstar search that the NBA is going to be on, because the NBA runs on superstars, right? They have to market these guys. Now Kevin Durant's still around, but he's old. LeBron, I don't know if he's going to play again next year or not. I don't know how compelling that is. And
I think
maybe-
LeBron will play next year. I mean, he's still in great physical shape. I mean, he's still giving you. I mean, if you're giving a team 20 and 10 every night, why would you? If he still gets 20 and 10 basically every night, I think LeBron will be back, and they got to put something around him and Luka if they can. I don't know what that'll be, but I think that's.
But do you kind of feel a little bit of the Tiger Woods syndrome? Now, LeBron hasn't had as many injuries and surgeries as Tiger Woods,
or any off the court issues.
Yeah, like what we talked about before when we were talking about like Tiger of old with Tiger today. It feels a little bit like maybe LeBron's kind of getting there. Is it a little bit like Jordan with the Washington Wizards? He could still ball, but it wasn't the same.
I'm gonna call this one real quick. I'm gonna call this one over. Panthers just added another goal. It's 3-0 now. We're almost to intermission after the second period. I think they might want to start shining up Lord Stanley's Cup. It's going to stay in South Florida.
Him earlier, I was watching it.
Yeah, I agree with Jay. I mean, it kind of feels like he's on this kind of extended retirement tour. He's going to continue to say that he's competing for championships, but I know they made the playoffs, but it just didn't look. They're not close to where, Oklahoma City, Denver, or Minnesota is at right now.
And here's why that's important is because since LeBron is not going to retire, the deal to get Luka was a huge mistake because Luka and LeBron are basically the same player, and they both need the ball in their hand a lot, right? Now LeBron, he does share the ball and share it well though. But still, that's
right,
really
Rob. But I think the Lakers made it because they're looking for life after. It's a kind of an insurance policy for life after LeBron. You still got to draw people to the Staples Center, whatever they're calling it these days. And Luka is, say what you want, he's an exciting player.
He certainly is.
He's got to get back in shape.
He does. He certainly does.
Because he's about as much in shape as me right now, and it's not in shape.
He's a little doughy, no doubt, but he could still, for being out of shape, put 30 on the board just about every night.
As long as he's not missing bunnies like Angel Reese, he'll be all right.
What's that?
Go ahead, Nikki.
I had to throw that in there.
You can give me Fat Luka back anytime. I don't care.
I would say I think Dallas fans would love to have him, but you're going to have Cooper Flag soon. So
And
that's what I was about to say.
We're gonna stand behind him, and I really like me talking about. I think Dallas fans are gonna rally. But it's still hard right now not having Luka. Like no matter what that is, he was everyone's. He was just that likable guy that looked his face. So it's still hard. And Memphis is going through it right now with that trade.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I think that Doug's puppy dogs need love. I can hear him calling for it right now. He's snatched one of them up and swatted its little booty like Air Church.
Well, I actually only have the one, but there is another one here that's visiting.
My three having
the only one I'm hearing is mine, though.
So, I mean, NBA finals are coming to a close. I think the Stanley Cup finals will be closed up shop here in about an hour.
Yep.
College World Series, we got maybe another week for that. And, man, we're on the fast track to football season, ladies and gentlemen.
But before then, we're gonna visit. What else is there? College bowling. What else?
No.
Worst part of sports.
The only thing left is Major League Baseball and NASCAR. And guys, NASCAR's so fake I can't hardly do it. I know some of y'all love NASCAR, but the WWF had more credibility than NASCAR these days.
And a lot more entertaining, right?
Yeah. Now it's a parade.
We did have a great U.S. Open that just got finished on Sunday. That was very entertaining. But someone brought up, I can't remember who posted on it, but I kind of tend to agree with it. We haven't really officially hit summer yet. Summer is, I think, the 21st or the 22nd of this month. So we're close, but we haven't actually hit summer yet. And we only have one major championship left in golf for the year. And they posted that the PGA Championship definitely needs to go back to August. And I would wholeheartedly agree with that. You know, we need something like, you got to have something in August, and something other than just watching preseason games or training camp or Hard Knocks. You know, I don't know how much you guys watch of that stuff, but it'd be nice to get the PGA Championship back in August.
And then we have WWE King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring coming up here pretty soon.
That's
All
true.
right. So yeah, we can talk about that coming up, and obviously whatever happens in this College World Series.
And then
we've got to look forward to for next week, right?
And then the war of words that is SEC Media Days coming up.
Yes.
Hopefully Lane Kiffin will give us lots of good sound bites.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to let everybody know, I'm going to be on a hiatus for a little bit. You could just say that maybe I'm on assignments at night. So if you loved me, thank you for the listening. Thank you for listening to me, for my thoughts. Thank you guys for having me on. It's been a good run, but for the time being, I'm going to have to take a little break for a little bit, sort some things out, and hopefully by football season, I'll be back again.
I was going to say, you better be back for football season. We need you, buddy.
Have to.
So I've got questions, Sean. I have not been paying attention, but why the hell is Alabama getting picked so high? I don't know that they're getting picked high everywhere, but everything I look at they seem to be getting a lot of love, and I know that they're going to have a new quarterback. I can't figure it out.
I think they believe that Ty Simpson is going to be Mac Jones 2.0. That's my theory.
And I guess Ryan Grubb has got everybody hyped up as well.
I think it's Ryan Grubb right there. You're putting him and DeBoer back together, and I think right there, that's what people are.
And let's not fool ourselves into thinking that the talent level at Alabama just suddenly fell off after a year. That it's the gridiron gang of players. No, there's still lots of 4- and 5-star talent on the roster, and giving DeBoer a second year, a quarterback I think that will fit his system a lot better than Jalen Milroe. And I love Jalen Milroe, but I think the quarterback of the future will help that situation. And again, Grubb coming in, I think is going to be good for the team as well. So yeah, I mean, I have Alabama picked. You should always have Alabama picked high. It's like they're not going anywhere.
They seem a little high to me, but
I don't understand the
Vandy
love
come
for
to town.
What's that?
Is there a return match on the Vandy game?
I believe
I think every game you play. Now, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong in this, but I think the opponents you played last year on the road go to your place this year, and vice versa.
Yes.
In most cases, yes.
So, like, I know the big game that everyone's kind of focused on the first month of the year is Alabama at Georgia at the end of September. I think that's the big game everyone's kind of pointing towards.
That's in Athens.
Yes. Yep. September 27th. It'll be a night game too. So.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to Alabama. They didn't really do a spring game.
Does anybody still do a spring game at this point? It seemed like everybody canceled it.
No.
We did one, but it wasn't. It was just a fun little scrimmage.
But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do my normal pessimism here is I'll believe it when I see it on Alabama. I'm not.
Well,
I'm not that jazzed yet.
That makes two of us. You for Alabama and me for the Irish. I'll believe. Hopes are high, but I've seen this story before. A year after a magnificent run, we'll probably lose 3 or 4 games. So
I don't care. Everything I see is Florida ranked right now, so we're winning it all. Fuck it.
He's not laughing at you. He's laughing with you.
Yeah.
So in the trunk of my car, so it's right here for Dave just finally stopped. So in the trunk of my car, I've acquired over the last few days 1971 JMP 1959, also known as a Super Lead Plexi. It's like one of the holy grail amps of all time. Loud beyond belief. Well, anyway, the thing's worth a fortune. And it's in the back of my car, and I'm scared to open the hatch on it that one drop of water might fall on it. But it looks like it's finally
I would say give it some time there, Bob.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's revisit this next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and
let's talk to the champions
Jason, we
next
look forward
week.
to you rejoining us when you get a chance.
absolutely.
I
Jason,
love you, Jason.
you've been great on the show, man. We really enjoyed you, and I know you'll be back. And anything we can do to pump your brand, post it in the groups. If you can't, send it to me, and we'll do it.
Yep.
I'll have some news here relatively soon.
Killer.
All right, guys.
All right, y'all have a good night and a good week. We'll see you next week.
Later.
No-
Smacking off the podcast. Fuck your city, your boss. The college sports authorities.
Thank you for supporting Smacking Off the Podcast. Make sure to stream in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for an all-new live cast.